All right, so when you are subtracting or adding, when you have more than two numbers, because we're adding and subtracting, we have to go in order from left to right. Commutative property says when you're adding, it doesn't matter what order that you add, but it doesn't say that about subtracting. So order of operations says that we do adding and subtracting from left to right. So when I'm solving these, when I have more than two numbers, I'm going to look at the first two numbers. 9 plus negative 15. I'm not going to worry about the negative 6 or the minus 6 for right now. I'm just going to solve that first part first. So this is an addition problem, which means I use my integer rules. My signs are different, so I subtract. 15 minus 9 is 6. The bigger number is negative, so that's negative 6. Now that I've solved this, I bring everything else down. Negative 6 minus 6. So again, I'm subtracting. I have a subtraction problem, so I'm going to do keep change opposite, to do additive inverse, to turn it into an addition problem. Because I know how to add, I know my integer rules, so I want this to be an addition problem. So keep negative 6, change subtraction to addition. The opposite of 6 is negative 6. Now I have a new problem. My signs are the same, so I add them and keep the sign. Negative 6 plus 6 is negative 12. Negative 6 plus negative 6 is negative 12. All right, for the next one, I have 12 minus negative 5 minus 3. First thing I'm going to look at is just this 12 minus negative 5. I have to do keep change opposite, and that becomes 12 plus 5, which is 17. Bring everything else down. Now, I have a subtraction problem, so again I'm going to do keep change opposite to get 17 plus negative 3. Now when you look at this, if you automatically know what 17 minus 3 is without doing keep change opposite, that's fine, just solve the problem. But if you need to do additive inverse so that you stay in that routine of anytime I have a subtraction problem, I use additive inverse, then do that. You're going to get the same answer, it doesn't matter. So 17 plus negative 3, my signs are different, so I subtract, and the answer is 14. For number 11, negative 13 minus negative 8 minus negative 5. I'm just going to focus on the first two numbers. Negative 13 minus negative 8. It's a subtraction problem, so I'm going to do keep change opposite. Now I have negative 13 plus positive 8. My signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. 13 minus 8 is 5. The bigger number is negative, so it's negative 5. I'm done with that, and I'm going to bring everything else down. So I have negative 5 minus negative 5. It's a subtraction problem, so I have to do keep change opposite, and that becomes negative 5 plus 5, which is 0. Pause the video and try the next three on your own. Number 12. I have negative 4 minus 9 plus negative 7. I'm just going to look at the first two numbers. Negative 5 minus 9. I do keep change opposite. And now I have the same sign, so I'm going to add and keep the sign. 4 plus 9 is 13, and they're both negative. Bring everything else down. So now I have negative 13 plus negative 7. My signs are the same, so I'm going to add, and my answer is negative 20. They're both negative, so my answer is negative. For 13, my first two numbers are different signs, so I'm going to subtract. 10 minus 3 is 7. Bigger number is positive, so the answer is positive. Now I bring everything else down. 7 minus negative 18. This is a subtraction problem, so I'm going to do keep change opposite, and that becomes 7 plus 18. My signs are the same, so I add. And my last problem, negative 25 minus 37 minus negative 5. My first two problems is a subtraction problem, so I'm going to do keep change opposite. My signs are the same, so I add and keep my sign. That's going to be negative 62. Bring everything else down. Again, I have a subtraction problem, so I'm going to do keep change opposite. And now I have different signs, so I subtract, keep the sign at the bigger number. My answer is negative 57.